The idea that Jews are the chosen people has sparked controversy, confusion, and even resentment for centuries. But here's the real question: chosen for what? And does it mean that Jews think that we're superior? Ben Shapiro has his take on this, but let's break it down in a way that actually makes sense for us today. Hey guys, Nachman here. On this channel, we dive deep into identity, personal growth, and what it actually means to live with purpose. And this isn't just about religion, it's about responsibility. It's about what it means to be called to something bigger than yourself. If that's the kind of conversation you want more of, hit that subscribe button.
And I came across, sort of the idea that the Israelites, so Israel is God chosen people. And I just wanted to know what you sort of make of that, because it says it very exclusively. Obviously, if you exclude Christianity, it gives that to like everyone else as God being God's chosen people. But in the Old Testament, it just says that that Israel is God's chosen people. So kind of my question is, what is the world to make of all the other peoples that are not, according to the Old Testament, the descendants of Abraham?
So what the Bible means by that is chosen for what is really the big question. Right? There's a question that Tevye asks in Fiddler on the Roof. Says, for God, could once in a while you choose somebody else? Meaning, if you look at the history of the Jews, the idea of a chosen people is the idea that God exists in human history and that God actually acts in human history as shown by the events of the Bible. That's sort of the case the Bible makes. As far as the idea that the Jews are chosen, that doesn't mean the Jews have exclusive access to heaven. It doesn't mean that God doesn't care about other peoples. It means that God has chosen this one people as an example of a nation that he is going to hold to account for not following the ways of the Bible. I mean, that's the message of the 5 books of Moses and all of the prophets. But the idea is to be what's in the Hebrew, Mamlechet Kohanim v'Goy Kadosh, meaning it's supposed to be a nation of priests and a holy nation as an example to others. But again, that doesn't mean that in Judaism the ideology is that nobody else matters, that the rest of humanity is inferior, or anything remotely like that. In fact, according to Jewish law, the access to heaven is much easier for people who are not Jewish. I have to fulfill 613 commandments and routinely fall short. According to Jewish philosophy and thought, non-Jews only have to fulfill 7 basic commandments, not even 10, like 7 basic commandments that pretty much everyone is capable of fulfilling. And so, again, the idea that of chosenness, it doesn't mean like better. It doesn't mean superior. It doesn't mean that God loves you more. It does mean that God has a special mission for the Jews. That's what Jews believe. By the way, I think Christians believe that God has a special mission for Christians, and Muslims believe that God has a special mission for Muslims. One of the things about religious particularism that I have basically no problem with, and it's one of the reasons I don't really do religious doctrinal disputes, is because I have no problem with other people believing what they want to believe about themselves and their religious adherence to God. I really care about how they act.
This is where so many people get it wrong. Chosenness was never about exclusion, it was about example. And this is actually something we see everywhere in life. A CEO isn't chosen to be above people, they're chosen to lead people. A parent isn't chosen to dominate their kids, they're chosen to guide them. A coach, teacher, mentor, they're not chosen to be better than anyone, they're chosen to serve. And the truth is, we all have something we've been chosen for. Some people are chosen to lead their families, some people are chosen to lead businesses, and some people are chosen to impact their communities. So instead of asking, why are the Jews chosen? Maybe we should all be asking, what have I been chosen to do?